Today's episode is brought to you by Mazars.
SoundCartel.
If it's true that people don't leave businesses, they leave leaders, how should we be thinking about leadership and still be able to stretch staff without risking high turnover? From SoundCartel, I'm Nicole Goodman, and this is Business Essentials Daily. Like it or not, if you're running a business, you're a leader, and you need leadership skills to keep everyone on side, happy and working hard for you. But what does leadership really mean? Tony Gattari, founder and managing director of Achievers Group, has seen it from all sides. He's taught it, lived it, and he's learned a lot about the essence of leadership along the way. He brings it down to 2 words. Yep, just 2, which he shares with Heather Dawson.
Getting results. You know, a lot of people look at leadership and they go, okay, you got to be charismatic. Now, yes, I'm charismatic, and a lot of people say, wow, you're a great leader because you're charismatic. But you can be a charismatic failure too. And I think the essence of leadership is actually, and this is really, really interesting, it's not knowing how to do the stuff, but knowing how to get others to do the stuff. Because, you know, I worked in a lot of businesses, and sometimes I've got to be really honest, I'm actually surprised about how little I do. Because I don't know how to run these businesses. I don't know the technical side of the business. And every time I've spoken to owner, they go, I don't need you to know the technical sides. You know how to put the jigsaw puzzle together, and you know how to bring the team together, focused, make them accountable, measure them so they're actually doing their activities. And I think the essence of leadership is that. It's basically just getting results and understanding how to use resources and people to get those results. You can be the most introverted leader in the world, but if you are still delivering results, you are still a great leader. And what we've got to realise in businesses, people do not leave businesses. They leave leaders. So a business is always a reflection of the leader. A division is always a reflection of the leader. And as the leader gets better, the people around them get better. And I think that's the essence. I think the other qualities of great leadership is a directness, but still a spirit of encouragement and empathy and understanding. I think you're in the stretching business when you're a leader. I have a responsibility to stretch people. Some people don't even like to be stretched. I'll be really honest with you. They go, don't stretch me, Tony. But that is the role of leadership, is to actually move people to a position that they've never been before. Now, of course, you've got to support them. Of course, you've got to train them. You just can't sort of abdicate. You actually need to delegate. But you need to stretch people, because in that stretching, they see their true potential. So I think that's a great quality. I think you've got to have an incredibly good EQ, not an IQ. The emotional intelligence to understand how to work with different personalities, understand what their hot buttons are, understand what turns them on, and understand what their triggers are, and also to actually understand what their weaknesses are. And I think that great leaders are also authentic and transparent. They don't have it all together. They don't actually have to hide with this veil of invincibility, because no one can be like that. It's the humanity and the humility to actually say, hey, we could have done better. When they talk about success, it's always about we. When they talk about failure, they look at their own failure and don't blame their team. I think that's the essence. Communication has to be brilliant at all levels. And really the ability to create a great leadership team where you're actually almost working on a succession plan moving forwards. Because, you know, when you're safe as a leader, you will develop other people beyond your capacity. I've got people in my team who are substantially better than I am, and I'm the first to admit that. But I'm comfortable with that because I'm comfortable with who I am. And I think the essence of leadership is feeling safe in that position where you're not holding people back.
Well, Tony, you talk about leadership candor So what does that mean?
Oh, I'm really big on this. Now, this really came out of a book that I read from Jack Welch, who was arguably one of the best and most powerful and influential CEOs in the world. In his openness about changing GE, which took him 10 years, he changed the culture from gossiping to candour. So all I can suggest is that we have leadership meetings in both of the businesses that I run, and they are brutally, brutally transparent. They are brutally open. There is candour. We're not attacking the person. The person knows that they're safe, but we are challenging that person in that leadership meeting, in those four walls. Doesn't go out. Everything is on the table. There is no hidden agendas. There's no, gee whiz, backroom gossip afterwards. And when you can get an organisation and a leadership team working that way, it is amazing what you can achieve and the barriers that you can break down.
So Tony, finally, any other sort of big lessons that you've learned both as a leader and from teaching leadership?
I think one of the big lessons, and it's a humbling lesson, is the value of humility. The best leaders know how to serve. And it's really the essence is servant leadership. And in saying that, it's the humility to let down your guard but still have strength, and you gain strength by being humble because people respect you even more. I think the other area is the ability to have open, transparent, direct conversations with people, cutting out the fluff, getting straight to the point. And really correcting people out of a spirit of love, not out of fear. Fear alienates people. But faith, correction, is done out of a spirit of love, and it draws them to you because they see that as refreshing because no one has given them clear feedback. And if you can do that and those qualities, not only will you be a great leader, but you'll have amazing followers who want you to lead.
That was Tony Gattari, founder and managing director of Achievers Group. Business Essentials Daily is a SoundCartel podcast. Producers are Nick Schilberger, Chris Ashmore, Jeff Waters and myself. Technical production by Pete Letts and Belinda Trimboli. I'm Nicole Goodman. Thanks for listening. We'll bring you more Be Daily next week. SoundCartel. This episode was brought to you by Mazars. To find out more, visit mazars.com.au. That's mazars.com.au.